Good morning.
How important is it for the children to get the right amount of sleep, particularly during these unusual times?
Well, it's really important, and a recent ResMed survey showed that 50% of children are going to bed later, and even a greater number are getting up earlier, getting up later. So their sleep routines completely changed. But we have to recognise that sleep is really important for boosting immunity, boosting learning and memory, enhancing their creativity, better behaviour with well-slept children. But generally, sleep just gives optimal health and performance. So sleep's really important. Yeah.
So what sort of factors could be contributing to their lack of sleep at the moment, and how much sleep should kids be getting each night?
Well, how much sleep they should be getting depends on their age. So if you're between 13 and 17, you should be getting between 8 and 10 hours. If you're younger than that, you should be getting 9 to 11 hours. So it's a lot more than people actually think that the children should be getting. And some of the things that's contributing to their lack of sleep is probably, or their changed sleep habits, is the fact that their lack of stimulation, lack of exercise, maybe excessive screen time, irregular routine, and of course also the fact that they may not be having the best eating habits that they used to have. So it's completely disruption of all our routines. So that affects our sleep.
What hours are we talking here too? Because I know it's one of the big bugbears is okay, what hours, what time should they go to sleep? Is it those crucial hours before midnight, or is it the early hours of the morning when we want to hit that REM sleep?
Well, we get REM sleep in the last third of our sleep period anyway. And our number of hours that we get and when we go to sleep actually is dependent on our get-up time. So if we need to get up at 8 o'clock in the morning and we need, as a child, 10 hours sleep, then we need to be asleep by 10. But obviously it's going to be all very early. But that's what we're seeing now. The children are going to bed later and getting up later, which is not conducive to going back to school. So we're going to have a whole lot of children who, when they go back to a sleep routine, are going to be poorly behaved. Yeah, that's right. Like not having a good time at all.
So if that bedtime has crept out and you're, maybe they're now going to bed between 9 and 10, but you're trying to get them back to 7 p.m, I mean, how do you do that? I don't imagine you just turn around and say, OK, tonight the rules have changed.
Yes, well, sometimes we do that, but of course it doesn't work very well. So one of the things is we need to plan. So when we know when they're going to go back to school, what you need to do is bring their sleep time forward by 15 minutes every few days. And so once they start to get up earlier, they'll start to go to bed earlier. And so if you do this over a period of 7 or 8 days, they'll actually be ready to go to sleep when they need to in order to get up in time for a school time.
There are some kids out there who are on sleeping pills and sleeping aids, and that's a real concern.
Yes, and sometimes we don't need that. Mostly we don't need it because there's some really good things we can use, just natural things we can use to help our children get better sleep. And one of those things is you wind down 1 hour before bedtime. Limit their screen time, which I know is difficult right now, but make sure they're not looking at a screen that 1 hour before bedtime. Do something with your children in that hour before bedtime that relaxes them and relaxes you, and start to nurture the idea of sleep is good for you, and put them in a situation where they feel in an environment where it's cool and dark and quiet, and we actually allow sleep to come. Sleep's very natural. We just have to create an environment that is conducive to it.
I don't know if sleep's natural. Someone who's never slept, that idea of Karl here can sleep anywhere.
Sorry, I was just thinking, wow.
He was up all night, but mind you, with a newborn baby.
Well,
so
that's a whole different ball game, isn't it? Actually, getting on top of that. Yeah.
You need to see the sleep expert.
Well, Kamala might talk afterwards.
You should.
Yeah.
Imagine how dangerous you'd be with sleep. Wow.
Be careful what you wish for.
Thanks,
Karl,
Doctor.
Thank you.